Hi.
Hello. How you doing, Panna?
I'm good. What are you doing here?
Making your life miserable. What do you think? I'm here to meet up with the guys. You just hanging out, have a good one.
You have time for an interview?
Of course, I always have time for you. You know that.
Perfect. I want you to sit there.
Okay. Cool. But I'm still very confused. Are we doing this in Swedish?
No, we're gonna do it in English. But
Jag tror vi börjar så här. How have you been since you left the team? What have you been up to?
I mean, now it's been forever ago, so that's not really a big news of me not being in the team anymore. I went over, what is it, almost more than a year ago now, over to be a content creator for Dignitas instead. Most people say streamer / content creator, but in the end of the day, it's just, I don't see myself really like a streamer. I do stream more than do content things, but I know that's the content part is actually something that I really strive and actually more interested in the overall picture, even though streaming is really fun. Also been focusing on myself. Since I left the team, I was in a health-wise state, probably the worst in my life. For those people who don't know, that I have a stomach disease that's been there, and I've been very vocal about it time to time. And it wasn't this time. This was actually pretty good because I actually was a long time smoker for a long time, and I stopped smoking when the pandemic started, basically 2 years ago. It became much better with the stomach after that, but I was affected with COVID directly in the beginning, and that really screwed me over, where half my face, my arm and my leg exactly goes numb. It was very difficult to be even playing, and I had chest pain that it felt like I'm getting a heart attack. I couldn't sleep either. I have for a couple of months I slept 1.5 hours per night. So it was a rough time there in the end when I was playing with the guys, and it was more understandable when I got cut basically, or put on the bench basically, because I wasn't a good teammate first and foremost. I know that. And I'm pretty sure they would agree 100% to that as well, so I'm not really lying with that. I mean, I'm bashing myself when I'm saying it. But also, it's understandable when I'm in basically a hole that I can't dig out from, and I'm trying to just escape it more and more. And I still do remember when Robin Fifth Line called me all the way from LA and told me the news and all of those things, and I remember it was just actually a big relief. And it was weight on my shoulders just disappearing directly. And I remember maybe a week or 2 weeks after we talked again, me and Robin, because Dignitas wanted to still continue working with me, which is awesome. So that's why I'm still here as well. But he said he noticed that I actually have probably more interest in other things than just being a professional player anymore. And also he had an understanding of my health and knew about it, but I don't think really anyone of the team really knew how bad it was. I were kind of vocal, but I don't think I was that honest with it the whole way. Because I know the guys were really kind to me in the end, where we had the summer break, which most of the teams has, and we took it way earlier than everyone else because people started to understand how bad I were, health-wise. And it was 2020 was a very interesting year, to be honest. It was very hard for me, even after I stopped playing, really playing professionally, because I'm still sticking with it. I'm never tired. Maybe I can come back one day and beat Forrest and those guys. I don't know. Maybe be a competitor against them. I don't know. No, it was weird in the beginning, to be honest, till they stopped playing. I've been doing this since I was 17. I was 30 when this happened. I was just turning 30, and it wasn't planned. I didn't know what I'm doing next really, but I got in contact with great people, Mark and Marco specifically, for forever. I'm thankful for whatever they're doing. And the Dignitas guys have always been supportive either way, through the whole process afterwards as well. Then 2021 started, and then an announcement of me becoming a full-time content creator with Dignitas, of course, which was awesome. And that's where Dignitas actually started to help me more personally, whereas giving me more space than I had before, where it's they're not really pushing me on something, which is kind of strange because I'm also in a very competitive environment, and it's very hard to be a successful streamer, for example, or a content creator, and I'm still on my learning phase. I'm not even there that I want to, but I've been meeting my goals every time, which for some people who looks outside doesn't maybe look that good, but for me, I'm super happy with it. Dignitas were so like helpful in that way, where it's like, Chris, you take care of yourself. We take care of everything else for you, and you do you. I've never really had that for my career, I think. But looking what Dignitas did for me, that I don't think a lot of organizations out there would do for the players they have, and especially for a short period of time. I mean, 7 months before that I was signed to Dignitas to be one of the players for a long time, I got cut, you know. And they doing that is just also a blessing from the sky. It's like, can never be mad about anyone from that, you know. But then, you know, the streaming life started happening. I'm focusing more on myself. In the beginning, I barely streamed. I did stream my part, but I didn't do what I wanted to do more. I took more breaks, had a beautiful summer vacation, saw a beautiful wedding. And then, you know, the major and all those times come up, and like times become better. I start streaming more, doing more things. It's been a very exciting time, and I'm sorry to be a long, dragged out answer here on the first question, but that's like basically, you know, coming up to speed with what I've been up to. Because if you haven't followed me on my stream, for example, where I'm actually way more honest and open with than before, like I opened up with my addiction of smoking before, which I was never proud of or never wanted to show before, and also my health issues and the mental stage, and trying to be there for the people and community I have, as much as I can, of course, because I'm also having my battle that I need to figure out, and I need to put myself first than anyone else. But it's been so far like one of the best experiences in a long time. But I can flick in directly saying that I miss playing. I do miss playing. I don't think that would never disappear.
Looking forward, what's next for Kids Right?
A lot of more cooler things coming up. There's one thing that I'm really looking forward to that I actually already know is going to happen. I've been knowing for quite a while, and I really, really want to announce it, but I can't yet. And I think a lot of people will be very surprised with it. But it's going to be involved with a big life change, and that's something that's really interests me, because I've always been a person, at least for the last 2-3 years now, to be trying to be forcing myself to do things that I'm not used to, or put myself in a lonely corner and be like, hey, you gotta survive here and try to do your best. And there's not a lot of people who have that courage to do that. And I think I'm finally ready for it, which I'm really looking forward to. And it's just going to be honest, I just want to say it out, because I've been knowing for such a long time, but I also don't like want to spoil too much. Now I'm like talking too much, and now it's like, yeah, why don't they say B? Why don't they say B? But I can't. But soon, I promise you guys. I don't know, I think it's exciting times, and it's like, I also feel much better about myself and all of those things, because of like how things are opening up again, and people start traveling a little bit more, and those things, because I'm also very interested to see places that I've maybe been before at, but not really enjoy it as a human being, because before I've been, you know, competing and being in places and really focus on the tournament itself, which makes completely sense. But being a professional gamer in any sport is a very special life, and you have to also take that into mind, where it's like I've been doing it for such a long time, and also in 2 different games, so I've seen it all. But I'm super excited for it. I'm so excited for the major to be happening, and especially in Belgium. I don't think it has been that many esports tournament overall in Belgium. I mean, back in the days, I think CSGO had a lot of them, and like maybe Call of Duty when that was big in PC, for example. So I'm super stoked to see that, and you know, it's always nice to see a new country. I hope that I have the time, and I wanna be there personally. I wouldn't be surprised, because I'm also a very random person that way, where I'm like, no, I'm not coming, and then all of a sudden I'm standing there anyway. That's how I am. So I'm excited for that, and I'm really looking forward to see how the guys are progressing in that, because I think they also changed the rules a little bit. So now it's a little bit more straightforward how to qualifying, but it's also like a lot harder in that way, where it's like before you went through different steps. Here it's basically like, yeah, one chance, one opportunity, feels like, which is, in my opinion, and now I'm more like a fan, so I'm not playing. So if I was playing, I probably had a different opinion. But now I'm really excited to see how that's gonna evolve and actually show off in the industry, and for CS especially, because majors is something that everyone wants to win. If you win that, you cement yourself one of the legends of the game. I mean, just look on, for example, Simple. It took him that long to get his major, and it was the battle between Nico and him. For me personally, seeing it here in Stockholm, Sweden was amazing. It was lovely to do it and go on the stage and seeing everyone again and meeting everyone and hanging out with people and talk to. It was like amazing experience there. I'm interested to see, like, because now when Peter's been added into the team to be the coach, he's back with the boys again, you can say. You know, I think we also have like a new added mental coach to actually take care of the team. I've already seen shows of glimpse, and I think a lot of people who watch and follow Dignitas, the CS team, they've seen, you know, new, better things from the team. Not that they were bad before, because we already saw improvement beforehand, but now it's like, it seems like a next level improvement. And as a follower now, it's very exciting for that. Now I just want them to get back to where they were a couple of weeks ago, where they were so good, like really good. I was really impressed with it, how we're doing. And then they had a rough week there, but you know, that's just CSS sometimes as well. And you have to remember where in the level that Dignitas is playing right now, they have to grind, they have to play everything. And of course it's gonna come mixed results with it. That's just part of it. Because they're getting less free time, they have less time for friends, family, kids, etc. And it's take a toll because they are basically, you know, skipping weekends because of just playing. And when it's also rough when knowing that they're doing it from home, they're not sitting and doing it on a tournament, you know, live and LAN. I think the guys are gonna surprise people. I have a feeling. I have a feeling somewhere, and I'm not saying that just of being biased. I think a lot of people would say I would be biased with saying that, but I have a pretty good stomach feeling, and usually when my stomach is saying that, it usually comes true. So time will tell. I'm hoping that we will see them in Belgium at least.
We know that you are watching a lot of the Dignitas games, maybe even all of them almost, and you've been doing some casting as well on your Twitch. Is that something you enjoy doing, or can we see more of that in the future?
I mean, seeing me in the future having watch parties, I don't cast, I don't do that. It's more talking shit, talking nonsense and talking about something good in the game basically, and that's about it. No, but of course that's gonna happen. That's not even discussable, like a debate about it. The thing is just like right now where it's like I'm getting a lot of offers to do it, but I'm also saying no a lot of times. Like for example, I got the opportunity here for Katowice, that's happening right now, to do the whole thing. I said no to the whole group stage. But that's also because I had a lot of things planned in, and that's just screwed up my schedule. And lucky for me, I got at least to do the playoffs, which I'm really excited for to watch, because it's been so far a good tournament and I've been following it closely, you know. But for specifically Dig Boys, time to time, like I'm following them very closely, at least checking up the scores. If I'm streaming myself, then I'm not watching, of course, but you know, I'm always checking up, and I know a lot of my community people that hangs out are also like always updating me how it goes, etc. They know that I want to know, you know, so it's a good balance in that way. But in those things that I've been watching and seeing, looking good at least, it's promising in that way. But I can't say like, yeah, I've been watching every single minute of every game. No, I haven't. Then I would be lying to you guys. I will do it in the future, so expect me to do it more and more. So that was just a quick one. I don't know, maybe it was longer because I answered such a long one in the first section of the question, which was just one question. No, you should definitely go and, you know, subscribe to the YouTube channel, check out all the cool content Dignitas, and especially from the boys, what they're releasing with Para and all of the guys behind the scene. And if you're interested in what I'm doing, you can always go into my Twitch channel when I'm live. My nickname is twitch.tv/getright, and go there. It's always nice to see some of the guys that have been following guys still comes in and saying hi, and you know, talk a little bit shit and so on. And I'm trying to just deliver some pretty good content, more highlights. Sometimes I talk a lot, sometimes I don't talk a lot. So don't expect to be seeing someone that's sitting and, you know, going all out and screaming shit. No, I'm a very calm person, at least nowadays, and take it easy. So if you almost want to have a coffee at 10 in the morning when I'm live and come there and say hi to me, just do it, and I will gladly say hi back and enjoy the show with me. Before we're ending this little bit cool thing, let's go and see what the guys are doing. I think they're practicing against a pretty cool Brazilian team that most of you guys know about. So follow me.
Jag kommer lägga dropp på ett litet småning. Ja, jag kommer lägga 2 select-flashar. 10 tryck bara och kör.